Mitch Garrett. I am drawing Mr. Miracle, which comes out in August from DC Comics, and you're watching Gabe Infinity Watch.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Gabe Infinity Watch. I'm that person. I'm Gabe Infinity Watch. And this is going to be a nice special episode of Spotlight Reviewing, where I'm going to show you guys the brand new and amazing Jack Kirby's Fourth World Omnibus by DC Comics. But before we get into all that fun stuff, just if this is your first time here and you're enjoying this video, give this thing a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a couple comments down below, and let's talk about Jack Kirby and all that great awesomeness. Also, check out the bi-weekly, that's 2 times a week, or twice weekly, I don't know the proper grammar for that, YouTube show I'm on called Omnibus Live. All that information is linked down below. Check that show out. It's every Thursday and Mondays. So, all that out of the way, I'm sure you guys are more interested in this. That's what you came here for, and that's what I came here for. So let's go ahead and get that started. All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and take a look at this gorgeous, amazing looking omnibus. Of course, this is Jack Kirby's The Fourth World Omnibus. The Fourth World, as you may or may not know, was Jack Kirby's basically magna opus of his comic book career, which he took over to DC. This came out... This is the reason DC took Jack Kirby. This is the reason why Jack Kirby left Marvel, was that he could do Fourth World. Fourth World was originally supposed to be introduced in Thor. These are supposed to be Thor characters. But the whole hoopla with Marvel and Jack Kirby. You can look that up if you want. Kirby left to DC and basically he was able to create his own universe. So let's take a look at the omnibus here. I love this amazing bright. This cover is so bright. I didn't even need lights in my room. This thing just shines spectacularly. It's a great cover by Jack Kirby and Mike Royer. You have Orion and you have Darkseid in the middle of another cosmic battle. And as we turn it around, we'll take a look at the spine. And we've got this great big Barda image here with the Fourth World Omnibus by Jack Kirby. And this really great Jack Kirby icon that DC has been using on all of their Jack Kirby, because it's Kirby's 100th birthday, so DC's been using this icon for all of their Jack Kirby works that have been coming out recently. And then here we go on the back with another great picture of Darkseid. And we'll spin this around and you'll see how thick and massive this book really is. I'll spin around again on the spine just to kind of give you guys an idea of how thick the book is. The page count locks in at about 1,500 pages, if not more. And I'll compare it to the recent released second print of Walt Simonson's Thor. And you can see just how much bigger it is comparatively to that book. Spin around so we can go look at the pages side of things, give you that kind of idea as well. Even if I try to squeeze it close, you can see how big that is. Let's go and take the dust jacket off. And let's take a look at a turnaround on it again. Again, that great, awesome Jack Kirby icon right here on the spine. And this beautiful Orion image that wraps around the hardcover. We'll take a look here at the dust jacket. Inside the dust jacket is a Kirby masterpiece, which is a nice little information blurb here all about Jack Kirby, and as well as a biography of Jack Kirby as well on the French folds of the dust jacket. And on the back, there's no table of contents on the back. Usually there is, but it does give you an idea that it has Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, New Gods, the Forever People, Mr. Miracle, as well as Hunger Gods. Or, excuse me, Hunger Dogs. And some little blurbs here from different news outlets and stuff like that. Cover price, $150. But of course, if you're familiar with in-stock trades, Amazon, places like that, you won't have to pay the full $150. You should be able to find this right now at a fair deal, half off, maybe a little bit less at certain places. So let's go ahead and let's check out the inner workings of this book and see what we got inside. All right, everybody, so here we go. Let's check this out. We're going to take a look at the insides of the Jack Kirby Omnibus. I just want to kind of point out how nice this wraparound cover is. And I really like the written, drawn, and edited by Jack Kirby blurb with a little tiny inscription here of inked by Vince Colletta. There's a lot of interesting history between Kirby and Colletta. There's some books written out there, and I'm probably pretty positive that there's some YouTube videos. But if you want to know more information about Kirby and Colletta, go ahead and just look that up online. I'm sure you guys don't want to spend. Sure, you don't want me to spend time looking into that and speaking about that here. We're all about the book. So let's take a look. We're going to open this up. Awesome fourth world image here with Metron. Some more great, just fantastic, just Kirby energy and Kirby crackle and Kirby dots, whatever you prefer to call it. And here's the table of contents here. Let's see if we can get a better look at the table of contents here. I'll zoom in a little bit for everybody. Because there was some worry when this was first solicited up until now on what's going to be in the contents. So as we can see, we have Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen 133 through 139 and 144 through 148. Forever People 1 through 11, New Gods 1 through 11, and here's the important tidbit. It does in fact have Mr. Miracle 1 through 18. When this was solicited, the solicitations did not note Mr. Miracle being in the omnibus. So I know there's a lot of people worried whether or not Mr. Miracle would be included, considering Mr. Miracle just got his own complete trade paperback recently. So we got New Gods 1 through 6, DC graphic novel Hunger Dogs, and the Who's Who Definitive Dictionary of the DC Universe 2 through 3, 6, 8 through 18, 2022 and 25. Great dark side image here with the table of contents. You'll see the page numbers here. Look at it rack up. All these page numbers ending a little bit more than 1,536 pages altogether in this omnibus. Here's a beautiful introduction by Mark Evanier. Of course, I'm not going to spend the time to read all that to you guys. That's not what we're here for. Another introduction by none other than Walt Simonson. And then here we go, everybody. Here's the start of Kirby's work at DC. Basically, his complete work at DC is included all in this one giant omnibus. Starting with Jimmy Olsen. I'll try to flip through the pages a little bit, not one by one. We're not trying to read this today. Let's just take a look at the art. But here we go. Like I was saying, there's some information out there that shows that DC did not like the way Kirby drew Superman. Well, this is a Neil Adams cover, but throughout the series, somebody else always redrew Superman's face because DC did not like the way Kirby drew Superman's face. So here we are, everybody. This is Jimmy Olsen 134. First appearance of Darkseid. Some great photo collages that Kirby was really getting into a lot during the 70s. And here we go. That right there, right here on the little monitor, that tiny little shot. There's your first appearance of Darkseid, everybody. And we'll just continue on. Flipping through some more pages, looking at some more beautiful artwork by the King himself. Now, some people like to know and are interested in the paper stock. This is printed on, as you can tell from the glare, glossy paper. It feels pretty thick. It's not super thick. It's not the older omnibus where you think that you accidentally turned 2 or 3 pages instead of 1. It does not have that kind of feel. But the pages are not see-through. As you can see, you can't see my hands through the white parts, like on the Jonathan Hickman omnibus that I did a review on previously. You can kind of see that it was so thin that the pages were slightly see-through. So I'm going to flip back and just look at some of this beautiful, New Gods artwork. Here's the image that's basically used for the wraparound. Here's the New Gods #1. Love this cover. This is such an iconic cover again with the photo background. I have a nice CGC copy of New Gods #1, which is the first appearance of Orion, Mobius, Metron in the Mobius chair, Light Ray. Basically all the New Gods are first introduced, Highfather, New Genesis. It's all introduced in this one issue here. So much work that Kirby put into just the one single issue that really started everything off. And this here, I'll flip back real quick just to help ease the burden. Here we go. Mr. Miracle is in the book. I love this Darkseid image here. Oh, that's a great Darkseid image. So it looks like the omnibus is basically the issues are printed in chronological order of the story. So it's not like Forever People 1 through 11, and then Mr. Miracle, and then, you know, Jimmy Olsen. So it's all broken up. It's chronologically. So you get one issue here, one title, 2 issues of another title, things like that. That's what it's looking like so far. As you can see, I'm on page 200 pages almost, and I still have to hold the book down, or the pages over, or it's going to close on me. And once you get a little more closer to the middle of the book, it won't have that problem, but the binding is a little tight to start off with. I did relax the spine a little bit. I might need to do that a little bit more to kind of keep this going. But as we get closer to the middle of the book, we shouldn't have that problem anymore. But yeah, this is a very large book. This isn't the kind of book you're probably going to be able to read in bed. You definitely have to put it on a table. Here we go. Some more photo stats here. It's great, great stuff. The colors look like they're updated coloring as well, which is all good to me because we had the other Fourth World Omnibus that came out, I want to say about 10 years ago, where it was printed on newspaper print, and I think it had the original coloring on it, and they weren't great. They were much smaller omnibus than this. There was 4 of them as opposed to one big one. It was just, this is completely the better format and the best presentation that we're probably going to get for Jack Kirby's Fourth World. I think DC did a wonderful job updating this with the new paper and the new coloring. Another great, I love these photo stats Kirby was doing. Now here on this double page spread, we want to take a look at something. There is a little bit of art lost here in the gutter, but you only really see that on these double page spreads. You don't lose much art. You don't really lose any word bubbles or anything like that on these double page spreads. But the regular panel pages, there's absolutely no gutter loss. You don't lose any of the art. There's this white break here with all the lettering so you can read everything. So even though the binding's slightly tight, and I'm sure it's going to loosen up, you're not going to really suffer from that. All right, so here's some more Jimmy Olsen books. We'll just kind of flip through here. Don't want to make this video too long for you guys. Some more great dark side work here. Love these pages here with the pattern of the Jack Kirby logo. So let's see. So as we get towards the end here, we'll hit the Hunger Dogs graphic novel. The thing about that was, I don't think that was ever reprinted before in the other omnibus that came out. Kirby didn't really get to finish his stories. I believe Kirby and his relationship with DC started to sour. And he didn't get to finish his stories. So what happened was they did the Hunger Dogs one-shot graphic novel that kind of tied everything up. That's why all the books besides Mr. Miracle only lasted to issue 11. Mr. Miracle did go all the way through 18, and he was able to finish that story. But New Gods, Forever People, and stuff like that did not get to finish all the way through. So it all kind of wraps up here in the Hunger Dogs. This is very important, and I'm excited that they put this in here. That's a lot of thought and effort and care to put into something like this, that they put this beautifully colored graphic novel that kind of wraps, for the most part, wraps things up. I mean, of course, I would love to see Kirby stay at DC longer and do more Fourth World stuff, but I'm pretty sure we will get more. I do believe that the Fourth World characters are going to pop up in the DC universe or cinematic universe, and I think Darkseid. We know Darkseid is going to be in there as the main protagonist. So I think this is all going to be very important one time soon. All right, so in the back we have the special features. We have the Mother Box files, which is basically your who's who of all the New Gods characters. Big Barda, Beautiful Dreamer, Darkseid, Light Ray, everybody like that. You get all their stats, height, weight, origins, backgrounds, all that fun stuff for all these characters. But also in the back, Mother Box information. You do get, flip to here's Steppenwolf. A little different than his movie counterpart. Trying to get to, here we go. At the very end, we do get some photocopied Jack Kirby originals. These probably came from the Kirby Museum or from the folks at Tomorrow's. They have a huge library of Jack Kirby photocopied originals. But that's always something cool to see in the back of these books. And I will have to say that is that, everybody. Oh, one more thing. Let's take a look at the binding real fast. Like I said, it is a little tight, but it is sewn. Hope you guys can see that well on here. And then the way it lays when you open it, not much of an eye hole, but I will try to relax this a little bit more. But I think this looks good. I think we're getting everything you would want out of the binding for basically the largest omnibus. This is hard to hold up, sorry. It's huge. It's holding well. It's everything you would kind of want out of a massive, massive omnibus. Basically the largest one produced. I think it's this one and the Invisibles are the largest omnibus out there right now. But this looks good. And that'll be all, everybody. Thanks again for showing up. Give me a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe. Hit some comments down below. We can talk a little bit more about Kirby, talk more about this omnibus and his work if you would like. But with that said and done, I appreciate everybody showing up. Bye, 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 bye. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you again. Thumbs up. A-OK. Bunny rabbit ears. Goodbye.